Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kwadash. That belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. This is article I found over here on Prison Planet. Venezuela's socialist hyperinflation turned people back to barter system. And it's from the site SH, I guess, shithitsthefan.com. In the wake of socialist Venezuela's massive hyperinflation, citizens have returned to the original monetary system in order to survive. The barter system is now prevalent in the collapsed economy of the authoritarian dictator Nicolas Maduro. Barter is one of the best ways to trade goods, considering it is almost impossible to tax those transactions, and since money in Venezuela is as difficult to come by as food and medicine, that's now the preferred method of trading goods and services. So it got so bad over there in Venezuela that they turned it to the barter system. And I always like to allude to Venezuela, all right, because that's that's just a preview of what's to come here to America. You watch these guys like, I know the Apostle Tahar here. I put me on Gerald Salente. You got other guys like Jimmy Swagger, and these financialists, and they all come out and say that the what's happening now over here in America is that these markets are rigged. So you might see somewhere it says the Dow or the S&P, all right, which are basically are basically the figureheads of the markets over here in America. Basically to show how the big businesses are going, all right. But those numbers are rigged, man. So it basically means they're not doing as good as they show them to be. So it's gonna come to a time, man, where these markets are gonna crash, the dollar's gonna fail, all right, because they want to bring in that chip, and they want to bring chaos on the streets, just as it was in Venezuela, man. So these things are inevitably gonna happen here, just as they are happening in Venezuela. So it says barter is one of the best ways to trade goods, considering it's almost impossible to tax those transactions, and since money in Venezuela is as difficult to come by as food and medicine, that's now the preferred method of trading goods and services. Women in Venezuela have been turning to prostitution and asking for payment in food instead of cash for a while. And as the regime tightens its grip on the private sector, more will have to turn to the trade to survive. So hey, we've been talking about it, man. How you gonna have a lot of women selling their ass, man? Well, they do that now, man. So how much more, what I'm saying, in them last days when there's really no, no jobs out there, man. So that link, it brought me over here where it says Venezuelan women turn to prostitution to afford food. Now get this. It says all 12 women who work at the Show Malilo nightclub brothel in Aroca, Colombia, are from Venezuela. As Venezuela's socialist economic crisis continues, many Venezuelan women have turned to the sex trade in neighboring Colombia to eat and provide for their families. We've got lots of teachers, some doctors, many professional women, and one petroleum engineer. Brothel owner Gabriel Sanchez said of the women who sell their bodies for $25 an hour. Okay? So you got all these women with these high class degrees, these PhDs, these master degrees, that shit ain't gonna mean nothing. You know, because the scriptures say, what riches profit not in the day of wrath. Okay? So, as the scriptures say, you just ask the Lord, you know what I'm saying, just to give you enough to get by, man. You know, because those same doctors, you know, those same people that bust their ass in these, you know what I'm saying, prestigious schools, you know, putting yourself in debt, what did that get you in the end? Nowhere, man. You know, all these teachers, doctors, you know what I'm saying, professional women are selling their ass, man, just like the common, you know what I'm saying, woman. So when shit gets bad, man, hey, everybody's going to be in the same playing field, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, when you hear brothers say, they say, you know, how you're going to have only the elites is going to be out in that day, man. You know, you're going to have doctors, you know what I'm saying, lawyers, ball players, they all going to be in the same playing field, man. You know? Because even prior to Venezuela's bartering system, all right, the inflation was out the roof, man. So people, see, it says it actually in the beginning of the article, in the wake of socialist Venezuela's massive hyperinflation, you know, because the inflation was out the roof, man. You know, it was up there maybe, shit, I don't even remember, man. I want to say maybe like 10,000%. Shit, it probably was way more than that. You know, so you probably have like a where, you know what I'm saying, to get a whole chicken, shit might cost you like chicken, shit, like $5,000-6,000, man. You know, so it says, all right, and then it's just gonna get so bad that the money's not gonna be worth shit. You know, so back in the article it says, and as the regime tightens its grip on the private sector, more will have to turn to trade to survive. You know, because in the country now, you have things are sold at two different prices. You have things sold, you know what I'm saying, you know, moderately cheap, you know, for certain, you know, for, I would say, for certain government officials, and then the rest of the people, shit was just sky high, man. You know, so now like the article says, they just turn to the bartering system. So it says more will have to turn to trade to survive. Once the richest country of Latin America, Venezuela, which sits on the world's largest oil reserves, now has a bleak future. People in this oil-rich country are scrambling for money, food, and basic necessities. All right, so here it is. You got America, because America, you know, right now it seems like they're doing good, man. You know, but just like Venezuela, America's gonna be in that same predicament, man. All right, so this is Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." It says, "Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." You know, in the midst of the whole world, it says the world, man. So it's not only going to be happening in Venezuela; it's going to go throughout all the world, man. And what? All right, and especially America, man, because America in the scriptures is known as Babylon the Great, which the scriptures say what? "O Babylon, who ought to be destroyed," man. You know, as a matter of fact, when you go into Revelations 18, all right, when you go into Revelations 18, it talks about how this place is going to get nuked, man. You know, so as this is happening in Venezuela, it's going to happen throughout all the world, man. And America, of course. America, like I said, also known in the scriptures as what? The daughter of Babylon, or Babylon the Great. You know? Hey, when you go into Amos, I believe it was in Amos 9 and 8, the eyes of the Most High upon the sinful kingdom. All right? So this the famine, all right, destruction is coming here as well. So it says, once the richest country of Latin America, Venezuela, which sits on world's largest Slovakia, which sits on I guess the world's largest oil reserves, now has a bleak future. People in this oil-rich country are scrambling for money, food, and basic necessities. They have taken to swapping different items and even doing chores in exchange for packages of flour, rice, and cooking oil. There is no cash here, only barter, said Milady Lavera, who is a 30-year-old mother of four. Lavera spoke with Economic Times while hoping to trade a cooler of fish that her husband had caught for food to feed her children, or medicine for her son who for her son who has epilepsy. Venezuela has experienced the death of cash. Payment for even the cheapest goods and services will require unwildly piles of banknotes or fiat currency. And there simply are not enough of those in circulation. While wealthy formal businesses in cities can get by on bank transfers and debit cards, such operations are largely out of the question in rural areas. The economic collapse, which began under Socialist President Nicolas Maduro government, has driven nearly 1 million people to migrate to other places in search of food, medicine, or other basic life necessities. Others have stayed and fight each other with machetes for some quality garbage that is thrown out. So look at that, man. They brought down to garbage, man. To eating garbage, man. You know, because it's gonna be a famine, man. Like I just read. Well, Slack, yeah. I just want to see what I was gonna read. You know, and it goes down. Actually, I'm gonna skip to 2nd Esdras 15. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep reading. So like 15:7. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. You know, and America is the haven of wickedness, man. You know, day in and day out, they're creating more laws for homosexualities, transgenders. You know, so it says, behold the innocent, and I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Skipping to verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. All right, because other than another name for America is Egypt, with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that God shall bring upon it. Okay. It says, verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, which that word woe means death, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. Yeah, that's all I wanted to get on that. Going into the sedition among men. I'm gonna skip to 2nd Esdras 16:1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon. Alright, so the Most High going to show you that the Most High really got a bone to pick with Babylon. And Asia, Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Going to prove that, all over the world, they're gonna feel it. It says, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Because it says right here, when you read further into the article, oh, you know what? Nah, it was actually Slakiakim. On this right here, I believe it was like closer to the end. Going into how the woman were selling themselves for money for their kids. So this is a testimony from one of the prostitutes, from Venezuela. It says Diana claims she can make between $50 to $100 per night by selling herself for 20 minutes at a time. Prostitution obviously isn't a good job, she said, but I'm thankful for it because it's allowing me to buy food and support my family. There seems to be no end in sight for Venezuela's economic pain either. And President Nicolas Maduro, and President Nicolas Maduro has been digging in and avoiding the economic reforms that economics say are necessary. So that goes right in line with prophecy, man. The sword in their destruction, draweth nigh, man. It's like my book just dropped. Apocrypha. Just lost it. It says back here in 216, it says a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? So the Most High is pulling Venezuela down just as he's gonna pull America down. Because America has a special place in the Most High's eyes, man. Alright, it's slated for destruction, man. Woe unto thee, Babylon. Alright? This is 2 Ezra 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Hey, so you're not gonna, them women that escaped hunger to go to Colombia, they're gonna be destroyed too, man. Only the men, really only the elect, man, as the scriptures written in Isaiah 65, they shall be hungry, but my servants shall eat. And it goes into their blatant disrespect or their disregarding of the Heavenly Father, which America is clean contrary against the Heavenly Father, man. As I said before, man, them making laws for homosexuality, man. Which this place is also known as Sodom. So any way you want to look at it, whether it be Sodom or Egypt, or Babylon, it's all, the end of it all was what? To be destroyed. Hey, so with that, hey, Lord willing, brothers, just keep watch, man. Hey, with that, shalom to the elect.